Hey there! Armor skills are a core part of Monster Hunter World and provide players a ton of ways to make unique and powerful builds for their characters. With any game, there's a large community of people who want to run the all-time best and strongest skills to speed up hunting, which in reality doesn't benefit the average player due to the large amount of time and skill needed to do well with those builds. My name's Tails, welcome to Giddy Fox Gaming, and I'm going to show you 3 armor skills that you should give a try despite what the meta and guides would tell you. Let's start with the skill I was most impressed by, the creme de la creme. Mushroom-mancer. Mushroom-mancer was the skill I initially saw and thought, well, that's a gimmick if I ever saw one, and then I never did anything with it. But I've been running it for a few hunts now, and I gotta say, I'm a Mushroom-mancer believer. Mushroom-mancer allows you to eat mushroom items, which you normally can't eat. A real shame, actually, because mushrooms are delicious. At each level, it opens up new mushrooms to sink your teeth into, which provide for a wider range of effects. At its highest level, you can chow on all the mushrooms, and this allows you to use mushrooms as equivalents to consumables. They include blue mushrooms, which act as potions, toadstools, which act as immunizers, nitro shrooms, which act as demon drugs, parashrooms, which act as armor drugs, devil's blight, which act as dash juice, and mandragoras, which act as max potions. And if you're feeling particularly goofy, you can eat an excite shroom, which will provide one of the effects listed before at random. This may not feel very helpful until you realize that you eat mushrooms instantly, and your inventory can hold way more than their potion equivalents. This allows for people like me who get hit by monsters more than they'd like to power through with 12, yes, 12 max potions in one inventory. And as an avid dual blades user, but applicable for all weapons, the instant dash juice is also so clutch. If you really want to specialize with Mushroom-mancer, you can combine it with wide range and play a support build. Wide range will let your buffs and heals from the shrooms apply to your entire party. This is a build I want to try with Sword and Shield eventually because it sounds like such a fun time. And let me top it all off by letting you know that you can grow all these mushrooms in the botanical garden and fertilize them for big gains. You'll have mushrooms coming out of your ears. I'll be looking for ways to efficiently slot in Mushroom-mancer for the foreseeable future, as I'm a huge fan of instant potion effects, especially in combat. And I hope in the future we'll get a mushroom that I can polish my weapons with to sharpen them. Speed eating. In my 100-hour charge blade run, I was about to go up against Barioth for the first time. I was slotting in the few decorations I owned into my build, and I came across speed eating. I wanted to give it a try since I've overlooked it in the past, and once I got into the hunt, I was so happy I took it. There were multiple times through the hunt where I was a goner if I didn't heal quicker than normal. Not to mention I was low on resources in general as I was just getting into Iceborne, so I didn't have a ton of max potions. Speed eating allows you to, well, eat speedily. Most importantly, this applies to mega potions and other buffing potions you need to use in combat. The days of running, weaving through monster attacks, all while drinking a potion for way too long are over. Speed eating at its max level makes drinking potions almost instantaneous. This is also super helpful with dash juice in my experience, as the stamina buff goes away after a few minutes, and it's usually in the middle of the hunt where I need the extra stamina. This is one of those skills that diminish over time, and it may be the reason why you would look for other skills later in the game. When you're early on in the game, speed eating is clutch, and it keeps you alive a lot easier. But once you have a stockpile of max potions and crafting supplies to make them on the fly, speed eating starts to lack power. But I will say that if you heal a lot in fights, like me because I get hit a lot, speed eating in the late game is a great quality of life armor skill that can keep you going through all the bumps and bruises. You know what gets me through all the bumps and bruises? That's right, you hitting the like button. Thanks so much. Resentment. Alright, this one's pretty niche, but it does have some interesting applications. Resentment is a 5-level skill that at max level adds plus 25 attack to your character, but it comes with the drawback of only applying if you have recoverable hit points, the red bar on your health pool after you get hit. This means that you need to have taken damage and not healed it yet to get the boost. To put the plus 25 attack in perspective, the attack boost skill applies a max of plus 21 attack and 5% affinity when you get it to its max level of 7. The agitator skill will provide plus 28 attack and 20% affinity at its max level of 7, which requires agitator secret found on the Brachydios armor sets. I'm not advocating that resentment is better than these two, and most of the time you're not going to want recoverable hit points in your hunts as that leaves you closer to carding. But for those with refined taste and use the Sappy Jiva armor set, resentment starts to look pretty good. While attacking with the Sappy set, you do damage to yourself. After hitting with attacks a certain amount of times based on the weapon you're using, you'll heal a bunch of hit points. But this risky playstyle gives you the added bonus of having a large affinity increase and status and elemental damage increases. Not to mention the armor looks incredible. Also, you can add the health augment to your weapons, and now you're healing on every hit, which negates some of the drawback of the Safi armor set. But Tails, isn't resentment negated if you're always healing? Why would you want to run resentment if you're healing on every attack and getting a surge of healing when triggering the Safi armor? Well, concerned viewer, because we ain't perfect. I don't know about you, but I miss with attacks sometimes, more times than I'd like even. And when you miss with an attack while equipped with Safi Jiva armor, you take damage. And the benefit is, now you've triggered resentment and your attack goes up a bunch. And if you're anything like me, you're probably going to fluctuate between being fully healed and damaging yourself while running Safi armor, and that's going to leave your uptime of resentment pretty high. No, it won't be active all the time, but neither is Agitator, and Agitator's like overpowered. I think Agitator is better than Resentment, but if you can fit Agitator, Resentment, and some attack boost skills, you'd be hitting for a ton of damage while healing with your health augment and Safi armor. Pretty cool. So, which one sounds most interesting to you? Do you have any experience running these armor skills? Let me know your stories in the comments. I would love to get more data on these. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.